Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the thrilling finale of the NASA Rallycross Lites series here at Phoenix Raceway. While Josh Clogg has already secured the championship title with an outstanding performance last week, the excitement is far from over. Tonight, all eyes are on the intense three-way battle for the team's championship. Move Over at Speedy Time, JC Simsport, and Saints and Sinners are neck and neck, each vying for ultimate glory. TWRS NASA Rallycross Lites from Phoenix is next. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Phoenix Raceway, circa 2008. Starting on the main straight, the competitors will navigate through a right-hand turn 1 and then funnel down into a slalom through turns 2 and 3 before approaching a sweeping turn 4. Next, they will brace for the transition to dirt at turn 5 before facing the only jump on the circuit. The dirt section spans from turns 5 to 7, featuring a left-hand turn 6 and a very long sweeping right-hand turn 7, which continues seamlessly into turn 8. The drivers return to the tarmac at the end of turn 8 and continue to turn 9, a left-hand kink, which propels them back onto the main straight towards the finish line. And don't forget the Joker Lane, a strategic detour bypassing the main track from turns 5 to 8. In NASA Rallycross, our format is as follows. We are finishing open practice currently, which leads us into a 3-lap single car qualifying that splits the field equally into 5-lap heat races with 1 joker lap. The top 2 will transfer automatically to the feature, and the winner gets 3 bonus points, and the runner-up will get 2. The rest of our drivers will be sent to the semifinal, also 5 laps and 1 joker lap. The top 2 will transfer to the feature yet again, and the winners will receive a bonus point. This sets our grid for the 10-lap feature race, where the points are awarded and trophies are handed out. Unique to NASA Rallycross, 2 jokers will be taken during the feature. The 9th round of the TWRS NASA Rallycross Lites 2024A season starts now. With Victor Vallee in the production truck, my name is Ethan Halsey up in the commentary box, along with our series sponsor, James Watson, as we welcome you to Phoenix. Looking for some great Rallycross setups? Big news! Team Watson Racing Setups has chosen to sponsor NASA Rallycross Lites. With sets meticulously crafted by Francois Martel, you're sure to find success in all your Rallycross endeavors. Also, cameras all season on ASN are brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/whiplashmedia. Thank you to Andrew Cardinal IV for your continued camera support. Finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed was produced by Alex Abetti. Well, James Watson, I'll bring you in here now as the drivers get set soon here to qualify. What are we looking to expect tonight here at Phoenix?
Well, it's going to vary. This is typically one of the more straightforward layouts we go to in the Rallycross series. You know, compared to some of the other tracks we go to, it doesn't seem as chaotic, but don't get me wrong, there's definitely a lot of areas on this track where you're gonna have to be careful. This is one of the more chaotic runs up into turn 1 because you have everyone on that big land rush filing into such a very narrow turn 1. Like, look at that, you have so little room to work with. It's so easy to cause a huge melee, even if you're not trying to, because you just have so little room to do anything. And then the entire jump section is trying to land that right and not end up into that really big tire barrel tag, whatever you want to call it. Sure doesn't help the chances either.
Absolutely. This is definitely a bit of a trickier track. I know I've definitely myself had quite a bit of trouble with that jump, usually rolling over on my side 9 times out of 10. That's what those jumps are for. It adds a little bit of action. Here we are riding on board here with Bryan Sawyer, driver for the Move Over at Speedy Time team. These are one of the 3 teams competing for that team championship. It is a very tight battle up there at the top of the standings. Definitely going to want to have a good qualifying run here tonight.
Yeah, it's not easy to pass at this track. Like I said, it's very narrow. Not as narrow as turn 1 in the rest of the track, but it's definitely really narrow, and you're gonna see a lot of people struggling to pass. So the Joker is gonna be uber powerful, not only because it allows you to get some clean air and clean track around the guys you're running around, but you also cut off, like, I believe it's like 2.5 seconds for the lights that you gain using the Joker. I'm not sure I have off-road truck brain when it comes to this track, but yeah, it's a huge shortcut.
Absolutely, that's going to be pivotal, making sure you have the right delta there going into those Jokers to keep yourself out in front of your competition. Meanwhile, here we are riding along here with Josh Mertz, who is currently sitting on pole at the moment with a 38.004. Looks like a solid lap time. Everyone else behind him about 3/10 or so off. So a great lap here for Mertz, who is a driver for the JC Simsport team, also competing for that all-important team championship in that 3-way battle. And just as I say that, Josh Clog goes to the top of the board with a 37.736. That is a blazing fast lap from our current points leader. Bryan Sawyer as well, pretty close lap time as well, a 37.756. Also right up there, a lot of tight times here. Generally, it doesn't look like there's too much lap fall off. Everyone seems to be pretty close together, maybe only being separated here by a couple of tenths.
Yeah, that gap from first to second is crazy.
Yeah, it looks like only maybe under a tenth of a second there, maybe about 0.08 of a second separating the number 1 and number 2 between Josh Clog and Bryan Sawyer. As a bunch of other lap times slowly rolling in here as drivers are getting their qualifying laps in. We have about a minute left of qualifying. I'm scanning through to see if we have any more cars on track. It looks like we do. Matthew Grove in the 472 and Jeff Cartwright in the 55. Both are still on track taking laps, along with Eric Dubois in the 000. Matthew Morris also with a solid lap, a 38.601 in that 24 car. Just propelled himself up to 9th overall. As it looks like the last of our lap times here coming in, Robbie Kirtley has just propelled himself into the top 5 as well with a 38.128. And Liftlander, Kieran Liftlander up to P3 with a 37.959. That's an impressive lap. I feel like sub 38 here. That's a pretty fast time.
Yeah, Liftlander is one of the top guys in the... Oh! Well, he's one of the top guys in the series, but that's a very uncharacteristic mistake there.
Absolutely. I looked... All right, and now we are getting ready to grid for our first heat race. Here in this race, we have Josh Clog in the 13, Josh Mertz in the 1, the 845 of Gerald Buffino, the 320 of Dan Corritto, and the 472 of Matthew Grove. It looks like we're still just waiting on one more car to grid here, and then we'll be ready to go green in the first heat race of our race here at Phoenix. looks like a pretty fast group here this first heat. Looks like there's going to be a lot of contenders. I know Clog and Mertz were some of the faster cars in practice and both in the top 5 in qualifying here. So should be a pretty interesting battle. Oh, and all 5 have now gridded. And we get ready for the lights to come off and for us to go green. And the lights are off. Green flag in heat number 1. And a good looking start here for Josh Clog here on the inside. Looks like he should have a nice go into turn 1, although Mertz is definitely going to make it difficult for him.
A little bit of contact right there in the back.
It looked like between those 2 cars. Oh, look at that. Early jokers for both Mertz and Clog there. And
oh my God, that's side by side.
Contact.
Oh,
Mertz is in the wall.
He's in the wall.
Mertz is in the wall. Here he comes, though. He's still got a really good run on that outside lane.
He does. Wow, look at that. Look at the momentum he's carrying out. I don't know how they made it through. That's might be one of the most impressive side-by-side we've seen all season.
Absolutely. That Joker lane is definitely not very wide. It is a very narrow Joker lane. The fact they were able to make it too wide there is just a testament to these 2 drivers. I would expect if anyone was going to be able to do it, it would be these 2.
But yeah, the 2 most recent series champions. It's nerve-wracking because the dirt in the Joker, the way it's different. It's like a more mud compared to the dirt you get on the actual dirt section. So for the rallycross cars, it just kind of makes the car slide out a lot more. For the off-road trucks, you're basically racing on glue. But for these, you have a little less grip than you would think. So I was expecting both of them to just slide up into the wall, but that was super impressive how they were able to keep it together like that.
Absolutely. So far, 3 of the cars have
mistake.
Jokered. Yeah, that looked like a big mistake. It looks like got really loose there.
Yeah. If he didn't get a slowdown, he came super close. Also, I would like to point out to the fine folks at home that there is, in fact, dirt on this rallycross track. For whatever reason, you're having the sim is having some texture issues that isn't fixing itself yet. So yes, this is in fact a rallycross track.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can see the dirt kicking up from the tires there, but it just almost looks like they're drifting on pavement there, which is an interesting look, that's for sure.
It's more cooler that way. Gymkhana, hoonigan.
Absolutely. Here we go. We got a good battle here. It looks like for the 3rd position. Now it's for 2nd between Josh Mertz in the 1 and Dan Corrado in the 320 as we come to the white flag lap here. And that battle, that is for the transfer spot to make it to the feature. Dan Corrado had a nice looking corner there. Josh Mertz took it a little wide. We'll see if Corrado has anything for him here.
Yeah, this is big points for the team championship. Dan's trying to get him some serious markers here over his rivals.
Absolutely. He might have something here. They're close.
He's there. He's there.
Side by
He's
side.
there.
Look at this side by side coming out. They make contact. And Dan Corrado muscles his way around. Josh Cloud will win the heat, and Dan Corrado will transfer to the feature.
Danny boy getting the elbows out. What a move. And where did he come from? He just came out of nowhere. That was incredible.
He just popped in right at the end there and just muscled his way in. As we get ourselves into Heat 2, let's see if Heat 2 lives up to the action we had in Heat 1. Robbie Kirtley starts on pole for this one with Devin Hughes in the 60, the 535 of Tom Grady, the 69 of Jake Robichaux, and the 659 of Jacob Krask. And we are green in Heat number 2. The lights have come off. And a good-looking start here for that 024 Robbie Kirtley. They go down to turn 1.
Sideways.
Standing big sideways. In fact, that was the 69 of Jake Robichaux there. Well, we got a few cars jokering here early. So that is Tom Grady, Jake Robichaux, and Jacob Krask all taking early jokers. And James Watson, is it usually beneficial to take the joker early on at this track?
When it comes to this track, to me, it's heavily case-by-case basis because you're losing so much time to the car if you don't joker, you're losing so much time to the cars that do joker. So it depends on who jokers and how much traffic you're going to have to deal with. Like right here with currently, I would recommend jokering right now. Yep,
And
there he goes. You don't want to lose too much time back to all those cars that you think you're already going to be ahead of. So he's going to just sweep back into the lead and yeah, just set sail. But if you don't have a lot of cars jokering, or if it's cars that you think you can pass easily, I always recommend jokering as late as you feasibly can, because that's such a trump card in your back pocket, especially if you make a mistake. Having that to pass whoever you lost out to is huge, and has won me a lot of races from that alone. So yeah, the rule of thumb, joker as late as you can, if you can.
Absolutely. Looks like everyone has taken their joker already. Everyone except for Devin Hughes in the 60. Looks like he's the only one who has not jokered just yet. Probably doing that exact strategy you were talking about there, James. Just going to wait till the end here to try to get the most track position that way. Right here, we have a battle here for the transfer spot. That's the 535 of Tom Grady and the 69 of Jake Robichaux, currently trying to hunt him down. They were pretty close earlier. Grady's extended the gap a little bit, but hey, what happened last heat race with where Dan Carrito came from? Jake Robichaux might have a shot here.
Yeah, for real. And this is big.
And Devin Hughes is jokering here, so let's see where he's going to come out on track relative to everybody else. I know he was second before they went in, and it looks like he might lose a few spots here, might come out fourth.
Yeah, he's coming out right behind Robichaux. Yeah, that's what I was trying to talk about before I completely tripped up on my words. I was curious to see how it was going to end up, because it looked like he was making a decent gain to all the other cars. So I was kind of anticipating him to jump past Robichaux. So that's a bit surprising to see Papa Jake slip by. Oh, but Devin's trying to get by.
Here we go. He might get by the hard way here. They're going to battle. Ooh, that was close. That looked like some near contact right there.
I don't think it was near.
Oh, there goes Devin. He's going to go right down to the inside. He's going to take third place. A crossover for Jake Robichaux, who's going to get the spot right back here. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Jake Robichaux will come in third. Oh, big boost there for Devin Hughes. Nice save of the car. Robbie Kirtley will win Heat 2, and him and Tom Grady will advance to the feature.
Man, with how sideways he got and where he was, I was expecting him to hit the berm, the curb right there on the straightaway, and just yeet himself into oblivion. Like, the curb hits in these cars, especially at that stretch of track, is violent. And I was expecting we were going to see this Beetle sprout wings.
Absolutely. As Heat 3 gets ready to go, Bryan Sawyer, Matt Belton, Matthew Morris, Eric Dubois, and Joseph Pasucci are in Heat 3 here. Bryan Sawyer, again, was very fast there in qualifying. And again, racing for one of those teams that's going to be competing in the team standings, which at the moment, as it stands, Move Over at Speedy Time is the points leader at the moment as they run by 3 points.
We have one of each of all the main teams so far, the main competitors.
Here we go. Lights have dropped. We are green for Heat 3. Side by side in the front stretch here between Sawyer and Belton. They continue to stay side by side. Belton going to send it here into turn 1.
Oh,
Going to get a little wide there. And Bryan Sawyer will take the position and will lead. Let's see who takes the early joker. Matt Belton jokers early, along with, look like the 000 of Eric Dubois. That's the 24, Matthew Morris. This car flipping off the jump as Joseph Pasucci in the 15. That's something I definitely would have done a few weeks ago if I was racing. I would have flipped off the jump.
Man, I thought for sure that Belton was going to get him right there on turn 1. It was an absolute send, but he just put a little too much postage on it.
Absolutely. Matt Belton has the provisional lead at the moment, although again, Bryan Sawyer has not jokered yet, so we still have to find out where he's going to come out in all this mess. But it was indeed Matt Belton and the 000 of Eric Dubois taking the joker early. Bryan Sawyer opts to once again not joker this time by.
Yeah, I think he can get away with that. He's got a decent gap up to Dubois, so he's got some breathing room, so he can try to catch him up a little bit and then take the joker. I think he's going to take it this lap, how close he's getting now.
So he's definitely gaining on that 000 of Eric Dubois here, and Matt Belton runs the fastest lap of the session. Bryan Sawyer immediately beats at a 38.157. He's definitely flying here. Let's see if he's going to listen to your advice here and take the Joker. And he indeed will.
Goes.
Let's see where he comes out relative to Matt Belton. Currently in the dirt hairpin, running himself around. Let's see, this might be pretty close. As Sawyer comes out in front of Matt Belton. Bryan Sawyer back out front after the Joker. Only 2 more cars have yet to Joker. You still have the 24 Matthew Morris and the 15 of Joseph Pasucci, who is still... Oh, and apparently the 15 has parked it after that rollover he had in the jump. Seems like it'd be a whole lot easier to do than you may think.
Yo, yeah, 100%. It's so easy because it's such a tough corner, that section of corners, because you're having to cut so close to the wall. At times, there's just sometimes where you're not entirely sure if you're gonna time it right and turn into the wall and just completely bounce off of it and eat yourself off that way. So you kind of take a little bit of a wider entry and you just slide off the jump that way. So it's a double-edged sword.
Absolutely. As we're on our white flag lap here. Top 2. Oh, Bryan Sawyer just hit the tires, I think, coming off the jump there. Oh, and he locked up the tire a little bit in the front. Here comes Matt Belton. They're going to make contact again. And Matt Belton pushes his way past Bryan Sawyer. And with that late mistake, Matt Belton will win Heat 3. And Bryan Sawyer will transfer to the feature. Boy, that is big for the team standings right there. That is a point that Bryan Sawyer could not lose.
Yeah, that is gut-wrenching.
Oh, yeah, it looked like he hit the tires there coming off the jump. My goodness. As we come into our final heat race here, Kieran Lifflander in the 20 starts on pole with Joey Morissette, Eric Kaplinger, and Jeff Cartwright rounding out the field. As we are green here for heat number 4.
Huge jump from Lifflander.
Yeah, he did get a really good jump there. Let's see, going out of turn 1. And all is clean for now. Let's see who jokers early. And you see the JC Simsport car there of Joey Morissette heading for the Joker. Along with Jeff Cartwright in the 55 as well. That's a Saints and Sinners driver. Again, a lot of moving pieces here with this team standings. When you get 3 teams all knotted up like that, that means a lot of drivers have big implications tonight.
Yeah, and a lot is riding on the shoulders of Kaplinger right now. If he can get ahead of Morissette and make him go through the semis, that's huge, because that's potentially putting one of your main rivals at the back foot if something happens to Morissette in the semis, and you have a guaranteed spot into the feature.
Absolutely. As here we have a Joker. That's Kieran Lifflander in the 20 going for the Joker. Looks like he should come out comfortably here in front of Joey Morissette. And he's got a nice sizable gap. Really the big battle here is going to be for that transfer spot right there in second between Joey Morissette and Jeff Cartwright. Pretty even here. Both have jokered, of course, already.
Yeah, if they start battling, then this might play perfectly into the hands of Kaplinger.
Kaplinger has not jokered yet, so he still has that delta to his advantage. Although curiously, he's not taking it quite yet. Appears he might be waiting for a little bit of a better time to go and take that.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. If he can try to gain time on them and cut down that delta, so that way when he takes his Joker, he can just pop right out in front of them. And
the battle is here for a second. As Kieran Lifflander's just a rocket ship out there. He just ran 37.5 on that lap. I'm pretty sure it's faster than any lap we had at qualifying. So he is just a man on a mission out there at the front of the field. Let's see what happens here. Still no Joker yet from Kaplinger, so it is going to be on the final lap that he's going to take it. His Cartwright look a little squirrely there coming off the jump. Corrects it. Lost a little bit of time there. Again, we'll see that really, I think what it's going to come down to here, James, is the Joker for Eric Kaplinger. Is it going to be enough to get him all the way up to Joey Morissette up there?
It's gonna be close. Honestly, I'm not sure. It's gonna be super close. He might just pop out right behind.
We are now on the white flag lap here. Final lap right now, it is Kieran Lifflander and Joey Morissette transferring in as of now. Eric Kaplinger yet to take his joker. There he goes for his joker. Let's see if he gets up to Morissette here. You can see, let's see, there's Joey Morissette right there on the inside right there. I don't think it's going to be quite enough as Kieran Lifflander is going to walk away with heat number 4. And Joey Morissette will be transferring to the feature as well.
Ah, so close.
Big run there for Joey Morissette. Like I said, with this team battle right here, being able to beat a car from each of your rivals is definitely important. As we move on here to our first of the semifinals with Josh Mertz starting up front with Matthew Morris, Gerald DeFino, Eric Dubois, and Matthew Grove. Now top 2 will transfer from this race as well. A bunch of people from, again, those teams of note. Josh Mertz, of course, Gerald DeFino, and Matthew Grove, all from those teams gunning for the team championship. All of them, of course, are definitely going to want to get into this feature, but unfortunately, only 2 of them can. Oh, did we have a jump start right there? I think Matthew Morris just jumped the start just a little bit there. And he will slide onto the back. That is heartbreaking right there.
Whoa.
Ooh, that looked dicey. As Josh Mertz comes out to the front. Man. Oh, that's terrible. Matthew Morris. That's unfortunate there. As we have a bunch of cars taking their jokers here. Looks like we have 2 cars in the joker. Looks like that's Gerald DeFino and I believe is the E24. Matthew Morris there. That's Eric Dubois on the 000. My apologies.
Yeah, for some reason the DeFino's car was not popping up on the scoring for that first lap, but now everything seems to be straightened out.
And that just cross the start finish line. That'll usually fix that fix all your problems. Oh, look at that. A big jump right there by Josh Mertz. Looks like he hit that turtle there on the inside.
This is huge. This is going to be huge. I would be shocked if he doesn't have damage from that. These curbs are terrible.
You're right about that. He's
out of the delta. Look how slow he is. Like,
oh my goodness.
Grove is catching up to him. Oh my goodness. This would be
this is massive. Josh Mertz, of course, part of JC Simsport. He is definitely a big part of that team. He's going for the joker to try to cut his losses here with that big jump. We'll see where he comes out. But yeah, with this battle with the team championship, that is a big hit right there. He definitely needed to be a little more careful there. Let's see where he comes out. Oh, look at that. He's coming out in first place. Look at that. We said, wow, he's out of the delta. He's out of the delta. Well, not quite. He'll just get right out into first place there. My goodness. That must have been a wicked fast joker.
I'm dumbfounded. He took 4.5 seconds off of his time. That is unreal.
I mean, he is a defending champion, so I wouldn't expect anything less.
Yeah, and he showed why right there.
Matthew Grove going around the joker here. Not quite going to get there, though. He's going to be pretty close here with Gerald DeFino. Looks like him and Matthew Grove are going to get a tight battle here for that final transfer spot into the feature. We are on the final lap here, white flag. So let's see, does Matthew Grove have anything for Gerald DeFino to get himself into the feature? Here, so far so good. Everyone looking clean. Let's see. Grove kind of taking the inside line. They're almost side by side. Can Grove get a run off the turn here? Let's see. Oh, this might be a drag race. As Mertz wins the feature there, and Gerald DeFino will transfer into the feature. What a final battle that was.
Wow, that's a lot of up and down drama in that race.
Absolutely, a lot of drama in general tonight. As we move on to our final of the semifinals, Jake Robichaux starts up front with Eric Kaplinger, Devin Hughes, Jeff Cartwright, Jacob Krask, and Joseph Pasucci rounding out the field. 6 drivers and only 2 more spots to fill in tonight's main feature. Let's see who's going to be able to get it done. We are just waiting on one more car here to grid, and we'll be underway. It might be the 69 of Jake Robichaux that we're waiting on. Oh, Jake Robichaux has missed the grid.
Wow.
Oh, not sure what happened there, but meanwhile we are green.
Big start from Kaplinger.
3 wide coming off the
head. Wow.
Wow. 3 wide right through there. That looks sketchy. Looks like they're going to sort themselves out going in the first few turns. And let's see who jokers. Wow, look at that. Top 2 just jokered right there. That's Kaplinger and Hughes. And we are side by side over the jump.
And there goes Jake Robichaux.
Jake has finally gotten going. Oh, someone just went really wide right there. I think it was 5 of Jeff Cartwright going wide, opening up the door there for the 659 at Jacob Krask.
And there was
both those cars are Saint and Sinner's
like
cars, both in contention for the team championship, as Pasucci had a little moment coming out of the final dirt section there. Almost hit the scoring pylon.
Yeah, there's a point on offer. Maines is working hard trying to get that for his squad. It's a big bout right here.
Absolutely, yeah. But you know, the point that Bryan Sawyer led up earlier, Eric Kaplinger is going to do everything he can to hang on and try to pick up what at the end of that heat. Now, if this result holds, JC Simsport and Move Over at Speed Time will be tied.
Actually, I believe it's if Maines.
If Hughes wins it. My apologies. So if Hughes wins this, they will then be tied. So yeah, it's a close battle here, James. You think after a 10-race season, the fact that we're this close in the team standings, that is pretty impressive.
That's what you gotta love it. That's what you want to see from a championship battle.
Absolutely. So we take lap 4, 2 to go here, as Devin Hughes continues to try to run down Eric Kaplinger and pick up an extra point here for JC Simsport to try to crawl themselves back into this team championship over Mood Over at Speedy Time, which Eric Kaplinger is currently leading with. Oh, Hughes, a little rough off the jump there, almost went wide, corrected it pretty well, but obviously he lost quite a bit of time there. Now, does that open up the door for any one of these other cars in the back who have not jokered yet? You're still waiting. Jeff Cartwright in the 55 and Jeff Pasucci in the 15 have not jokered yet. The 659 of Jacob Krask has jokered already. Oh, final lap here. Looks like Cartwright might be out of the Delta here as he's going to go for his joker along with Joseph Pasucci in the 15. Coming out of the final dirt hairpin here. Looked like I saw a little smoke back there. Might have been a little contact in that joker. As Eric Kaplinger comes out and wins the semifinal, and Devin Hughes will also advance to the feature. This is why sometimes when cars have the same paint scheme there, you tend to mix them up sometimes. And with that, the heats are done. The feature is coming next here on ASM.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
by side between these two in the turn one. This is going to get spicy.
Turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clog at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. In the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. Grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Robbie's going to put this power.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way,
We welcome you back to round 10 of the TWRS NASA Rallycross Lites at Phoenix. Once again with Victor Vallee in the production truck, my name is Ethan Halsey up in the commentary box, along with series sponsor, James Watson. Huge thanks to our new series sponsor and setup providers at Team Watson Racing Setups. Cameras all season on ASN are brought to you by Whiplash Simcams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/whiplashmedia. Thank you to Andrew Cardinale IV for your continued camera support. And finally, the intro music for the NASA World Feed was produced by Alex Abedi. Just a couple of programming notes here for us on ASN. Tomorrow night, Monday, May 20th, is the conclusion of the NASA Rallycross Challenge. That will be at 8 p.m. Eastern and 9 p.m. Eastern for the Contender Series as they wrap up their season. The OSRL Cup Series, Round 4 will be at Bristol on Tuesday, May 21st at 8:25 Eastern. You'll be joined by me, Cody Urban, and Victor Vallee in the booth for that one. And the OSRL GT Series will be coming to a conclusion this Thursday on May 23rd, Round 11 at Fuji. We'll be going live at 8:30 Eastern for that race. Well, James Watson, we've seen quite an eventful set of heat races here. Do you expect that intensity to stick here with the feature?
I expect it to be a heck of a lot worse than the feature. Like, at the this season, the heat races have tended to be a lot more calm and straightforward, while the feature has just been the embodiment of chaos. And considering that the heat races have already been a bit chaotic, yeah, all I have to say is buckle up, Buttercup, we're going to be in for a show.
Absolutely. Here is the constructor standings as they stand currently. Move Over at Speedy Time hangs on to a 1-point lead over JC Simsport. Saints and Sinners a little bit further back at about 9 points back, about 7 points back, but it is absolutely a tight battle. Those bright pink cars have it at the moment, but like we saw in the heats, any little mistake could easily sway this championship very easily. 1 point goes a long way. We just saw one of the Move Over Speed Time cars flip off the tire barrier. That might have been Bryan Sawyer. Again, this is just warm up, folks, so this doesn't apply here to the race. But after seeing the team constructors champions and then seeing your constructors champion flip off the tire barrier, it was quite amusing.
Timing.
Absolutely. We have about 2 more minutes here or so of our warm up before we get gridded for the feature. A 12-car feature tonight. We've seen a lot of chaos with just 5 cars on the track. I can only imagine what's going to happen when we have 12.
Yeah, the start is going to be a lot more crazy. It wouldn't surprise me if we see someone try to make it 3 wide. Like, the thing I've always noticed, and that stresses me out about racing here, is that you always have to worry about the car. If you're the pole sitter, you have to worry about the car starting behind you, P3, of making it 3 wide. There's always that little bit of opportunity to do so, but if they do, it never works out well for anyone. Now, these are a lot of experienced and smart racers, so I can't imagine someone will do that, but you never know.
Absolutely. Starting in third, again, you're usually one of the faster cars. You won a heat race, so you got a lot of confidence coming into the feature. So you wouldn't be surprised if you make it 3 wide. You feel like you can do it because you just want to you want a heat race.
Yeah, and you're like, there's no time to waste. Yeet.
Absolutely. And who's starting third tonight? None other than Matt Belton, who made that fantastic move in Heat 3 to get around, I think it was Bryan Sawyer there, to take the win on that heat. That puts him all the way up to third, so you better believe he'll be making some good move. As you can see, the end of the heats here, as you can see everyone's dumping into the wall.
I think everyone's ready for this SUV.
Absolutely, yes.
Look, Mom, on TV! Oh, now, the one time we make a joke about it and they don't crash.
Oh, we almost had one there.
It's a great joke.
Oh, maybe he's listening in. He decided to give us a little jump there for us.
Eric, if you're watching, turn right! Is that Bryan? Oh yeah, it sure does say Bryan Sawyer right there. Curse you, Bryan.
All right, and here we go. We are getting ready to grid here for our feature race tonight. Going to be Josh Clogg starting at the front here with Robbie Kirtley, Matt Belton, Kieran Lifflander, Dan Carrito, Tom Grady, Bryan Sawyer, Joey Morissette, starting in your top 8, followed by Josh Mertz, Eric Kaplinger, Gerald DeFino, and Devin Hughes. Everybody is getting gridded up as we speak here. And we are revving them up here. And the lights have dropped. We're green in the final feature of 2024A. And look at this. Oh, look at this pack. And oh, there's a round. Oh my goodness! Mertz has gone around. Multiple of the move over speed time cars around. Eric Kaplinger is one of those cars.
That might be disastrous. That might be disastrous for Team BS, because now Grady and Kaplinger are towards the rear of the field now.
Absolutely. Now lap 1, Josh Clogg will lead that very chaotic first lap.
I think we're paying attention to the wrong teams here. There's one other team that we hadn't mentioned yet. They might be taking this one home.
Absolutely, with all the chaos that just happened on that first lap, that affected a lot of the, I know it affected Josh Mertz there. Devin Hughes was also starting in the back there, and along with that, you have multiple of the move over speed time cars involved in that as well. So definitely, it might be a shot here for this Saints and Sinners team with a good result. They're looking good here. Matt Belton right there in 4th, Dan Carrito in 5th to pick up a few points. As Robbie Kirtley runs the fastest lap of the session, immediately gets beat by Kieran Lifflander at 38.014. We know Lifflander's fast. He had that 37.5 in the heat, and absolutely
here's something interesting. Both Joshes have took both their jokers.
Interesting. Taking strategy away early is, I mean, I would assume that would be something beneficial there, wouldn't it be, James?
Yeah. This is going to be key. I wonder if we're going to see Kirtley take his...
Oh, look at that. Kieran Lifflander using up as much of the track as he could there. Hit the curb and almost jumped right into, I believe that's Josh Mertz right there on his inside.
Emphasize the lift.
It's Mertz and Kirtley were both really close there.
They both got a joker here. Oh, wow. Kirtley. Oh, I don't know if that's a smart strategy by Kirtley. I would have joker. Now he's going to be behind Mertz again, and he's just going to let these two just pull right by. Maybe? Yeah. Yeah, that was Clogg I was looking at. Yep.
Clogg continues to lead. He has already both his jokers out of the way, so his strategy. Oh, there's a car around in the back. Gerald DeFino. Oh, that's big for the team.
Get your Rick Allen impressions going.
Meanwhile, we got a really good battle right here between these two. Between Bryan Sawyer and Dan Carrito. This also has a lot of implications.
Well, I think did Kirtley take his second joker? Sawyer almost slipped. I don't know where to look.
Oh, side by side here for the lead. Kieran Lifflander and Josh Clogg battle for the lead.
And look, that's Belton and Kirtley right there, and they've all taken their jokers. This is a four-way battle for the lead right here.
Oh man, it does not get much better than this. Lifflander loses a little bit of time there to Josh Clogg, but he's still absolutely within striking distance. All of these guys' strategies here in this whole top four is already complete.
And Sawyer might be
contact there, gives a little tap. There he goes down to the inside is Kieran Lifflander. And Lifflander, a little bump and run on Josh Clogg, will move to the lead.
I think Carrito took his final joker.
Carrito drag racing with Josh Mertz. Looks like he's going to get him just barely there. As Mertz is going to try to pull a crossover on him here on the exit. They're going to tap a little bit.
And Sawyer, I think he's in joker delta of both of them.
Sawyer might have a little bit to gain here. You know, this battle for the lead is looking fantastic right now. And meanwhile, a battle for third brewing as well between Robbie Kirtley and Matt Belton. Belton trying to get as many points as he possibly can. Oh, look at that. He's going to barely clear. Meanwhile, Mertz and Corritto absolutely battling pretty hard right now. Oh, the 23 Matt Belton overshoots the corner and will let Robbie Kirtley right back by. Meanwhile, trouble in the back. It looks like Dan Corritto got a little wide and then pushed Bryan Sawyer off track.
Yeah, I was just thinking that Bryan should have jokered the lap before. He's still within Joker Delta, but I don't know. Oh, we got another contact. Third.
Belton going right back at it and will get right around Robbie Kirtley. These drivers are not afraid to use the bumpers here tonight. They are moving each other.
You kind of have to. There's no real good way to pass on this track in a lot of areas without getting your elbow out a little bit.
Back. Corritto not quite able to get to the bumper there. They're still tight though.
All right. Sawyer's got to take his final joker.
Doesn't take it there. Devin Hughes taking a joker. Oh, Morissette! Contact! There's a cross.
Oh no! And there's a TBS.
Tom Brady is over on his side over and over again. My God. Dan Corritto goes with
who's that passing out
around the outside? Oh my goodness! What an eventful lap right here. We're on the final lap of this one, and boy, it is intense. We're gonna have to see where this shakes out, but my goodness, there's a lot of moving. That wreck at the back of the field there might have a lot of implications. Meanwhile, let's pretend like we weren't paying attention to the leaders coming around the final turn here. Kieran Lifflander will take the checkered flag and win the final heat feature race
Sawyer's taking his final
of the season.
joker. He's into his P5.
Oh, there's Sawyer coming on the outside with his joker. He picked up a lot of positions there. Bryan Sawyer jumps all the way up to 5th position, it looks like. Kieran Lifflander, Josh Klog, Matt Belton round out your podium. That was a big result for Belton. They absolutely needed that. You have Bryan Sawyer down in 5th, Devin Hughes in 6th, Dan Corritto, Josh Mertz 7th and 8th, Eric Kaplinger in 9th, Gerald DeFeo in 10th, Joey Morissette in 11th, and Tom Grady in 12th. And by the way, I wasn't reading off the order. That's just everyone who's involved in this team championship, which is basically the whole field. That's the whole back end of that field. All right, and we're hearing unofficially, by 1 single point, Move Over Its Speedy Time has won the team championship over Saints and Sinners by 1 point. Can you believe that, James?
Wow. Wow, that is unbelievable. What a battle. Yeah, you can't script that any better. And what's funny is that was the deficit entering into this race. So if you didn't know any better, you were like, it went up to chalk in the feature. But boy, could that be farther from the truth.
Absolutely. Saints and Sinners picked up a lot there between the heats and the feature, but unfortunately just was, God, that's got to be heartbreaking just coming up 1 point short.
Yeah, and like everyone at JC Simsport and Saints and Sinners, they gave it their all. Like every member of the teams that were in this feature, you could see they were giving it everything they could, and it was just a blast watching 3 team-wide efforts to try and bring home this championship.
My goodness. Now, as fun as that team championship was, we still have a race winner to talk to. Let's bring up Kieran Lifflander into the booth to talk to us about his win tonight. Kieran Lifflander, this is Ethan and James in the ASM booth. You got us? Oh, thank you for bearing with me, Kieran. A little technical difficulty. This is Ethan and James in the ASM booth. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Well, Kieran, great time to get a win here in the final race of the season. Just take me through your whole night tonight between that amazing run you had in your heat race all the way up to getting that win there in the feature.
Yeah, no practice on the set, but having that off week last week definitely was a bit nerve wracking because Clog and Mertz and Bryan, they all have a little bit of laps on the set, so that's why qualifying was a bit iffy. It's trying to get adjusted, but ended up choosing a different line, which worked out for the heat and feature, and had to make that bump move going into the second to last turn on Clog to get away with the win, since there's no other way to really pass him. He's really good defending, and again, congrats to Clog. I believe he was pronounced the champion last week, so he deserves it. Great job by him and company, and yeah, really happy to walk away with a win in the final race of the season and be the winningest team and driver this season.
Absolutely. That's always fantastic. Winning more races than anyone else gives you a little bragging chip on everybody else says. James Watson, you have anything for our winner?
Yeah, I was kind of curious to see you only end up P4 on the speed charts in qualifying. You mentioned that you just didn't have a whole lot of practice on the set. Was that basically the reason why?
Yeah, it was more of that, and just I kind of waited for the engine to kind of boil up and get warmed up, so I didn't go out and have a little slower time, because without the engine being kind of heat up and the tires being heat up, it's cost you like half a tenth. So every bit of time counts here, especially at Phoenix. It's a very technical track, and yeah, just pushed a little too hard, risk versus reward, and the reward I got was P4. So didn't get the pole tonight, but we were able to come away with that first place win after a pretty nerve-wracking feature.
Absolutely. Well, Kieran, you have anyone to thank for not just this win tonight, but for your season as a whole?
Yeah, just really thankful to have Zeemstab Shop as my team for this whole. It's been a year with them, and it's a tough decision to have to part ways with them, but I'll still be associated with them in Oval, so that's cool. But had a great run with them. I appreciate the whole season. Thank you guys at NASA for putting on all these races, and yeah, again, thank you everybody at the shop, mom, dad, all the friends that supported me outside of this, and hopefully the announcement will be pretty soon on the new team, because we already got a new team, so hopefully next season we can come back stronger and hopefully go win every race in the open set series.
Absolutely. I can't think of a better way to part ways than to give one more win together. That's always fantastic. Well, thank you for coming to talk to us, Kieran. Congratulations on your win tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you, guys.
All right. And next time, for the first time this season, why don't we talk to our champion? Let's bring Josh Clog up into the booth with us here. Josh Clog, this is Ethan Halsey and James Watson in the ASM booth. You got us?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Going well. Well, if anything's going well, it's going to be for you, the season champion for 2024A. How does it feel to clinch your first championship?
It feels good. It's been close a few times, but not quite there. Finally able to make all the races this season, and didn't get many wins, but consistency helped and good amount of podiums, so worked out in the end. Thanks to Kieran missing races specifically, but
Absolutely. Consistency always helps. So you don't have to be a race winner, but as long as you just keep yourself on track and keep yourself with good results, you usually end up well. James Watson, you have any questions for our season champion?
Yeah. First of all, it's nice to finally hear your voice.
Yeah, special occasion,
So, how do you fancy your chances next season trying to go back to back?
Slim. Kieran's in the race. Very slim, but we'll see.
Well, Josh, you have anyone to thank for this championship as a whole?
Yeah. Mainly, I want to shout out my mom, grandma and aunt for watching these races. It's always appreciated and fun that they get to join in on a little bit of a hobby. So, and
there's no one better than
NASA for
family to
putting
thank,
it on,
right?
and ASN for the broadcast. Always a fun time to watch.
Absolutely. Thank you, Josh. Congratulations on your championship. Live it up. Live up your time as a champion, and we look forward to seeing you back for next season.
Alrighty, sounds good.
All right, that was Josh Clog, everybody. Let's see who else we have to bring up for you guys. We have our third place finisher, Matt Belton. Let's bring him on up here. Matt Belton, this is Ethan Halsey and James Watson in the ASM booth. You got us?
Yeah, what's up?
Nothing much. It looked like a fantastic race out there. Just take me through that heat win that you had there. We had to move him out of the way, and just your race as a whole.
Yeah, it was a really crazy race. A lot of like really good battling. Some good like aggressive but clean racing. I mean, after the I was really hyped after the heat race. I really was not expecting to come out with when I was like, man, I think I can just hold P2 and we'll be good. But I'm really glad I did. And then the battle I had with Kirtley for that last podium position was just killer. I was at the end of the race, I was like, oh my god, what's my heart rate? I'm sweating.
Absolutely, that looked like a fantastic battle up here. Take me through, because I know you guys were in a deep team championship battle here. It was narrowly close. It appears that the move over speed time just got you guys by 1 point, which is such a narrow margin. I know. Just take us through, what it took to get your team here to get all the way up to being able to finish second place.
Yeah, I mean, really just have a good group of guys. We're all fast and we're all there helping each other. We share data with each other, always sharing labs and stuff. So it's like a whole team thing, whole team effort. Shout out to team owner JP for just being awesome and inviting me on and taking me from a random iRacing official and inviting me on the team, meeting everyone. It was a lot of work, a lot of practice. I feel pretty bad because last weekend I thought I could have done pretty good, but we had some severe weather roll through my part of the country, and I had no power. So I feel kind of guilty that I wasn't able to contribute last weekend, and maybe that would have made a difference. But yeah, huge shout out to everyone for putting all the time and the effort in. It's been a really crazy season and a really successful one, I would say.
Absolutely. Can't slouch a second in the team saying that's fantastic finish.
Yes,
James Watson, you have any questions for our third place finisher?
Yeah, you've been one of the pleasant surprises over the course of the season. Like a lot of the guys that you've been finishing around this season are kind of like the established, known commodities, but you've been really making a name for yourself amongst there. With that said, what are your expectations going into next season? Do you think you can be a serious contender?
Yeah, I think next season, I'm really hoping to really contend and try to get podiums as much as possible. This year, I just wanted to really learn and kind of hone my craft in. But next year, I'm going to be trying to go for at least top fives and podiums every single race. I don't know if I'll be able to go for the championship. We got people that are pretty alien pace, but I've shocked myself, so maybe we'll end up at the very top next season, but I'll be trying my damnedest to get there.
Absolutely. Well, Matt, you have anyone to thank for tonight's result as well as the season?
Yeah, just thanks to the team, thanks to JP, thanks to Dan, thanks to everyone else on the States and Centers team, and so much help and advice from everyone. So thank you to all of them. Thanks to my mom for being cool. Thanks to my dad for being cool. And that's it.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for coming to talk with us, Matt, excuse me. That was a fantastic season. We look forward to seeing you next season.
Thank you. See you next season, y'all. Thank you so much for what you do.
Thank you. All right. Now, it looks like we have one more special interview here for you. We have Bryan Sawyer, who won the team championship tonight. Let's bring him up here. Bryan, this is Ethan and James up in the ASM booth. You got us?
I'm here. How are you guys?
Doing well. Well, congratulations on the team championship. Just take us through what it took this season to get you guys into a position to be able to fight for a team championship.
Oh god, it's been a season. I don't even know if we call that officially yet because there's some penalties rolling through. I know that there were some things that happened. There were things that happened that race, but we're definitely unofficial at the moment. But we got a third teammate this season with Tom. That's great. That really helps. It takes a lot of stress off of Eric and I to figure out where we got to be. A lot of strategy tonight. None of us really cared where we came in overall. We just picked a person, and that's who we had to beat for the night. So didn't realize Saints and Sinners were going to be that close. As we knew we were tied, but kind of put them on the back burner, and then only by 1 point. It's nuts.
Absolutely. It was a tight battle all night. You guys were fighting for every last position. I know. Just take me through your general race. It looked like you had a little hiccup there in the heat race. You had it won, and it looked like it maybe just a little loose off the jump there.
Yeah, I wasn't ready for the track. I'm normally not in Heat 3, and I'm not used to the track being that burnt in. And Phoenix definitely really gets burnt in. There's only one line heading up to the jump, and you go through a little too fast. I'm very grateful that the tires were more of a pillow to me than a brick wall. So.
Absolutely. It was absolutely crazy. James Watson, you have any questions here for our team champion?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, what does this mean to you being able to pull off the team championship? I know this team has been your baby for quite some time now, and I'm really happy to see you pull it off. So what does it mean to you?
Pretty happy about it. I know as we get older, the younger kids come in. We got Evans and Kieran's around now. They're much faster than I'm going to be at this point. Life happens. They have more time to be faster than we do. So being able to put together a team that can go for a full champion is pretty dope.
That's outstanding. Anyone you want to thank for this season as a whole and for your team championship?
Obviously, teammates, Eric and Tom. Without them, we're not winning anything. Everybody that they would thank, their moms, their respective people, my wife. That's it. Well, you guys for doing all you do.
Thank you, Bryan. We look forward to seeing you for next season, and go soak in that team championship for us with your teammates.
All right. Love you guys. Have a good.
You too. And with that wraps us up here for the driver interviews. Man, a lot of fantastic battles here tonight, James. It really was a battle of attrition. Final thoughts on the night?
Yeah, I think this might have been the most entertaining race we've had all season, and that's saying something because we've had some barn burners. But yeah, this was just an epic season from start to finish. Had a blast watching it and watching everything unfold. And when you get to call a championship battle like that, it's a huge honor as a broadcaster because you know that these don't always come around that often. That's what makes battles like these special. And being able to put your voice to it, it's always a huge honor. And I can't hope that next season is more of the same.
Absolutely. I'll tell you, I might have just come in for this one race, but I've had an absolute blast here tonight watching these cars. Rallycross racing is really quite enjoyable. I mostly come from an oval and a road background, but boy, I've had a lot of fun here tonight. Let's take a look. We have our final driver standings. Of course, these are unofficial as we have to wait on any penalties or anything like that to come through. Josh Clogg clinched the championship last week, so it's no surprise that he sits here number 1 at 185. Kieran Lifflander, Bryan Sawyer, Josh Mertz, and Dan Carrito round out the top 5 in standings, with JP DeFino, Matt Belton, Joey Morissette, Eric Kaplinger, and Marcos Palacio rounding out the top 10. Here are the standings for the constructors. Again, these are unofficial, but boy, look at how close that is. Move over at speedy time, just barely edges out Saints and Sinners Racing by 1 mere point there. JC Simsport doesn't come in too far behind there at 267, just a mere 5 points out from them. Then you have Pocket Sand, Zeem's Setup Shop, Slapex Racing 1 and 2, followed by RX ARC, JC Simsport Jr., and the Saints and Sinners Racing Speed Bumps rounding out the top 10. All right, so let's do our final bit of programming notes here. Tomorrow night, tune in because the NASA Rallycross is not quite over yet. The NASA Rallycross Challenge wraps up tomorrow night at Phoenix, 8 Eastern and 9 Eastern as well. That'll be determining the champion for that series as well. After that, we have the OSRL Cup Series coming to you on Tuesday, May 21st. Round 4 at Bristol will be going live at 8:25 Eastern. You'll be having me in the booth alongside with Cody Urban and Victor Vallee for that one. And just like the NASA Series, the OSRL GT Series is also wrapping up its season. Round 11 will be at Fuji on Thursday, May 23rd. That will be going live at 8:30 Eastern. And with that, finally, the checkered flag falls on the evening. From all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Josh Mertz, Justin Robichaux, Jess Rakowski, Victor Vallee, Jared Lott, Philip Kraus, Cody Erdman, James Watson, and Bryan Sawyer, my name is Ethan Halsey. We hope you enjoyed tonight's coverage of the TWRS NASA Rallycross Lites. Be sure to join us tomorrow for the finale of the Supercars here at Daytona. Until next time, so long, everyone.